So on today's session we're looking at how to reconcile the ParentPay transactions once they've been incorporated into the private fund manager, and what to do if the figures don't balance. So on a daily, weekly, twice weekly, whatever basis, you will be using the option of payment item reports in order to download a list of all the parents' payments that have been made through ParentPay. You'll choose your date range and you'll import it into the private fund manager through transaction entry receipts and internet receipts. All of those will appear on the bank statement area, showing us IP, internet payments, the name of the person, the date they paid and the amount, and the total amount that so far has been downloaded from ParentPay. And then once a fortnight, when they actually settle money into your school fund bank account, you'll either receive or you'll generate a collection service statement which tells you exactly what ParentPay have paid you, what they've deducted in fees, and what the original amounts were. You can pick any date range, you can pick your school fund bank account and click on Show Report, or you can click on Download for Excel or to Excel. I've just got it here on Excel so that you can see it, and this is the report that came through from ParentPay telling me that I had 3 different types of accounts. £627 I think that says is what we've received from parents. ParentPay have deducted fees of £15 plus a £3 VAT, and therefore what they physically have put in your bank account is the final figure. That's what they've paid you this fortnight. And obviously that's what we need to input into Private Fund Manager in order to balance our ParentPay holding bank account. So back here on Private Fund Manager, we go into the Transfers, Bank Transfers area to record the fact that money has been transferred from the online holding account into our school fund bank account. Some kind of sensible narrative, such as settlement 1st to the 15th of January, and then in the box at the bottom, the amount that ParentPay actually paid to you. And we get that, you remember, from the final figure on the settlement service statement. And we click on transfer, and that puts the physical money into our school fund bank account. We also have to enter the fact that some fees have been paid. You may or may not have a short code for ParentPay fees. If you want one, obviously create one. And then to process, every time fees are deducted, we use direct postings and payments. We choose ParentPay fees account. We say how much it is and that it's come directly from our ParentPay holding account. And you can either add the net amount and the VAT amount together and just put a single figure on, just for ease of entry. I'm putting them on as separate figures, each time coding them to the ParentPay bank account. And we click on the Save button. So we've now processed the fact money has been transferred to our bank account using transfers, and we've processed the fees. So now, as you can see, when we look on our bank statements area for our online payments bank account, we have those 3 entries showing in the payments column: the transfer, the fees and the VAT on fees, and we can tick those to indicate that those are real transactions that have been processed to the account. And as you can see, they total £627.30 something. And our hope is that that is identical to the amount that parents have paid to us. We now want to tick or pick up all of the items for the fortnight that have come in to private funds from parents, and so we simply tick on the first one in the date range, and as you can see, it's telling us the total for that figure for the half month. It's showing us 537, which is actually not Let's see if that's 537, but it's not actually the same figure as ParentPay have settled with us. So if we press on the F1 function key, it automatically ticks every single item for that fortnight, and what you'll notice is it tells me that it doesn't balance to zero. There's actually a difference of £40 and a penny. I think the penny is a VAT rounding difference, but it's telling me that we are £40 short, i.e. ParentPay have given us £40 more than we have had a transaction in from a specific parent. So clearly we have something missing on Private Fund Manager that's been paid into ParentPay. It's a bit of a pain, so how do we go about finding what the difference is? Well, we go and use a special report on ParentPay called their Daily Reconciler, and that will show us for each specific day during the fortnight how much money has come in from parents. And then we can look at it and compare it to what's on Private Fund Manager. So that's in Finance Reports on ParentPay, Other Reports, and it's the top one called the Reconciler. As usual, you can pick a date range, you can pick the specific bank account that we need to look at, in our case the school fund one. And we can either just show the report, or I think much more usefully in our case, we can show that report in Excel, and that's what I'd like to do. I'd look at it in Excel, and it's going to tell me on a daily basis what money has been received from parents, so that we can tie that back to what it shows on Private Fund Manager has come in from parents. And this is your reconciler that's just come off of ParentPay. For each day, in this case the 20th of Jan, it shows you the money that's come in, broken down by trip, and it shows you there was a 172 total for that particular date. For the next day, the 21st of Jan, that's our total. So the 22nd of Jan, that's the total. And we go down a bit. The next day, there's a total. Each of them highlighted, as you can see, in grey. So for the first day, 172 is the figure that came in. We go back onto Private Fund Manager. We change at the bottom right from half monthly to a daily total, and we click on the first item for the 20th, and as you can see it does equal 172, so on that day we're in balance. On next day we're looking for this figure of 220. What does the ParentPay reconciler say? It says 220, so that day is correct. The two systems agree. We press the F1 function key to tick everything from the 21st. Go down to the 22nd. I think you get the pattern. 22nd, it thinks there's 195. We go back to the ParentPay reconciler and we see there's 215. There's a difference on that particular day. ParentPay think you had more than Private Fund Manager thinks you've had. So that has identified the day on which we have a problem. Our options, of course, are to go back and re-download from ParentPay. Perhaps we missed something. Perhaps we have a short code that has been set up on ParentPay and not been given a group code 1 to link it to Private Fund Manager. There are all sorts of things. I've identified there it's a Warwick Castle trip that is our problem. And so when we go back onto Private Fund Manager, we know that we're £20 short because of the Warwick Castle trip. And we obviously have another £20 somewhere later on in the fortnight also missing. So in this situation we've highlighted, we've tracked down the day on which there's a problem, we've tracked down that it's Warwick Castle, and we think it's because it's been set up without a group code. So we can return to ParentPay, we can update our payment item, download the report again, and that hopefully will bring the additional £40 in that we need to make the system balance. Do not press commit change until your statement closing balance is at 0. 0 means PFM and Private Fund Manager agree on their figures. And as I say, if necessary, go back and edit the payment items, rerun your report to make sure that the two systems balance. So if you are having difficulty reconciling, use the Parentpay Reconciler report on the Finance Reports option to give a daily tally.